guys, it's Gamer Ahmer here. So today we're going to go ahead and take a closer look at this SupaBoy Super Famicom Portable Pocket SNES console. Now this right here is a perfect modern day spin on retro gaming. So today we're going to go ahead and unbox this, take a closer look at it, check out all the different features of this. So let's go ahead and check it out. So I've been wanting one of these for quite some time now. This is made by Hyperkin, and this is the SupaBoy Super Famicom version. They do actually have a couple older models, some that are a little bit larger and some that actually have the Super Nintendo look with the purple as opposed to this Super Famicom look with this color right here. So in my opinion, I actually like this one a lot better, and this one has so many different aspects to it. Right here it says perfect pin technology, aspect ratio button, so you can have 16:9 and 4:3. It also has the North American versus PAL switch on here so that you could play various different games. There's a brightness button, Super Nintendo and Super Famicom compatible, which is really great, and it has a rechargeable battery in there. And there's some options to go ahead and play the games using these actual controllers right here as opposed to this handheld mode, and it's perfect for on the go. So let's go ahead and open it up. So this I've actually found for a pretty good deal. They have it for less than $100 regularly, but there was a special deal going on where you could get it for about 50 bucks online. So for that price, you definitely can't beat it. So it has all these bright colors on here, just like the Super Famicom version. And I actually like this one a lot better than the Super Nintendo that the North American regions actually got. I kind of like this one a lot better as it has some different color variety on it. So just looking at it right here, it has this section right here that says contents. You have this pouch, so you can go ahead and carry it around with you. There's a wrist strap so that you don't drop it. There's some micro charge cables and AV cables. So if we just take this out, right here it says to go ahead and pull. So that actually lifts the screen protector off. And we have this D-pad right here, select start. There are the various buttons right here, and then these little controller ports where you could just go ahead and plug in the controller ports directly into this console. And then if we take a look at the top part, we have the charge slot. There's a power indicator right there, PAL versus NTSC right here, so you can go ahead and change which style games you're actually playing. There's a reset button, an on and off switch, and an AV out. And this is where the game cartridge actually goes. And it actually feels pretty comfortable in your hands. It has this little part right here where you could go ahead and put your fingers at to rest them when you're holding it. And there's the L and the R buttons on top as well. And this is where the actual battery pack goes. So we'll just go ahead and turn this on. So right here it actually said PAL when you turn it on, and now it says NTSC. So this is straight out of the box and it already has a decent charge to it. So we'll go ahead and get some games in there and test it out. And then the bottom part, it says headphones, the volume control, and the brightness and 4:3/16:9 ratio is right there. This is a pretty decent layout, and it's actually pretty neat for everything that's included with it. And then we have this box right here. So here it actually has this instruction manual, and it has various different languages on it, so that's pretty sweet. So it shows you the layout of this whole handheld and everything that's included. So it shows you a little bit more about what you can actually do. It shows you where to put the cartridge and where you can place the controllers at on this system. And you can go ahead and hook this up to a TV. So it says outputting to TV. So that's just another great aspect to this pretty sweet handheld right here. And then of course here's all the cables that are included. You have the wrist strap that you could go ahead and put on the console itself. You have these various cords for when you're hooking it up to the TV. And you have this pretty sweet pouch right here, which is made out of a great material to help not scratch the actual screen. So it's the SupaBoy S Portable Pocket SNES console, and it's made by Hyperkin. Play well, live well, and it looks like it'll fit in there very nicely. And there's plenty of room in there. So now you can just carry it around with you and just take it out whenever you're ready to play. So we'll go ahead and see exactly how easy it is to switch some of these games right here. So we have this copy of Pocky and Rocky. Now I was finally able to pick up a really sweet copy of this game. It's in very great shape. There's no yellowing to it, and the label is in pristine condition. And I've been wanting this game for quite some time, so we'll go ahead and push this in there. Make sure the switch is on NTSC. Go ahead and turn it on, and right away it powers up just fine. So it's going through the loading screen here, and you can go ahead and adjust the brightness on here and go ahead and adjust the volume. So this definitely looks pretty sweet, and so far it feels really nice in your hands. So you can get up to 10 hours of gameplay with this pretty sweet handheld right here. And if you want to go ahead and play with the classic controllers, you can take your pick on this Super Famicom controller or this Super Nintendo controller. Just go ahead and plug this into this slot right here, and you can go ahead and play 2 players. So it's pretty compatible. You just press start and you can go ahead and sit this down while you play. So this is definitely a pretty sweet option with this portable system, and it's not really too heavy either, even when you have the cartridge in here or have this controller. So if I were to have any actual PAL games, you could just go ahead and switch the switch right here. So this plays the NTSC games, so the North American games right here. Played that perfectly fine. And if I had any PAL games, they would fit just in there, just as these Japanese ones actually fit. So you can go ahead and plug this in, and it just fits perfectly in here, except when you go ahead and turn it on, it'll actually say that this game pack is not designed for this. So if this was the PAL version of the game, it would recognize this. So unfortunately, the Super Famicom games do not actually fit in here. So I'll have to go ahead and get some PAL variants of the Super Nintendo. So this is still a pretty sweet idea, and everything just fits in perfectly. You can go ahead and use these controllers, and we'll go ahead and plug in the Super Famicom version of this controller and see if that one is compatible. So here it works just perfectly because it has the same pin connectors right here on the controller port, and you can go ahead and select everything by playing like this. Just go ahead and sit it down on a table, and now you can go ahead and play, and you can actually play with 2 players, and this is perfect for on-the-go gaming if you want to take a couple games with you, as they are pretty large, and just go ahead and play some games. Or if you're actually on the go trying to test out some games that you're about to buy, this is perfect for you because you can't lug around a big CRT television and a Super Nintendo system with you, hooking it up and testing out games. That just gets a little bit ridiculous. So this really makes it compatible and functional for you if you're going to go ahead and buy some games close by, go into conventions and different game meets where you can go ahead and pick up some games. You can go ahead and test out the cartridge and make sure it works. And everything is just perfectly laid out on this system right here. So it definitely is a pretty sweet option. And you can go ahead and switch out this as well to change the actual part of this screen with the brightness right here. And you can go ahead and hold it in and change the ratio of this game right here. So you can have it actually wider or smaller, which is a pretty sweet option right there. And the picture doesn't look very distorted. It actually looks very bright, very colorful, and looks pretty sweet on this mini screen right here. It's definitely different than playing it on the television, but I definitely am excited to try this thing out. See if we can go ahead and get that full 10-hour battery life. So overall, I definitely recommend this SupaBoy Super Famicom Portable Pocket SNES console. Now this is definitely a great deal for the price. It has so many different options and capabilities on here. It really helps with retro gaming and gaming on the go. So overall, I would definitely try and pick one of these up, and for a great deal of around 50 bucks to about 80 bucks is what these actually go for. So if you're lucky enough to find it on sale somewhere, I would say go ahead and pick it up. And the aspect of playing NTSC versus PAL games on here definitely make it even better, so you can play tons of different options there with the full game set. And you have the option to go ahead and use this Super Nintendo controller or the Super Famicom controller when you play, and you can play with 2 different players right here. Just go ahead and hook it up, and there's even an option to play it on the television, which is definitely pretty sweet. And this rechargeable battery right here definitely make it even better, so you can just go ahead and bring the charger with you in this little bag that actually comes with it. So this is definitely pretty sweet. Has a charger cord right here. You'll just need an actual brick right there to go ahead and plug this into. And here's the options to hook it up to the television. And there's even a little wrist guard for you if you're worried about dropping this, or if you just want to walk around with it on your wrist when you're out playing. So this is definitely a pretty sweet option right here, and I highly recommend picking one of these up. The sound is pretty loud on this thing. There's even a headphone jack for you. The brightness is great, and there's even some different ratios that you can play the games in, so that you can go ahead and get a better feel of this actual screen here while you're playing the games. There's so many different options on here, and the buttons feel really nice. So overall, I highly recommend this, and I would definitely pick one of these up, especially if you like playing on the go and you're a really big fan of the Super Nintendo games. This would be perfect for you. And if you're just out there hunting all the time for some retro games, and you come across some that you're unsure if they actually work, and there's no televisions around or Super Nintendo system to go ahead and test them out, you can just go ahead and pop the games in here, go ahead and test them out, give them a play, and that'll definitely help when you pick up some games. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos, and stay tuned for more.